Guatemala, a land where ancient temples rise from jungle mist, volcanoes touch the clouds, and color bursts from every corner of life. It's a country where time folds into tradition, where nature speaks in 1,000 voices, and every mountain, market, and river carries a story, from the highland villages echoing with Maya wisdom to crystal blue pools hidden deep in the rainforest. This is not just a place to visit, it's a place to feel, to explore, to awaken something within. Welcome to Guatemala, wild, sacred, and unforgettable. Let's uncover its wonders. Lake Atitlán. Nestled like a sapphire in the Guatemalan highlands, Lake Atitlán is more than just a beautiful body of water. It's a place where nature, tradition, and myth are woven into everyday life. Surrounded by 3 majestic volcanoes, San Pedro, Atitlán, and Toliman, the lake shimmers under the sun, its surface often so still it looks like glass, reflecting the dramatic peaks like a living mirror. But it's not just the scenery that captivates you. Around the lake, a dozen indigenous villages thrive, each with its own language, customs, and personality. In San Juan La Laguna, murals speak the stories of the Maya. Women weave with natural dyes and traditions run deep. Hop over to San Marcos, and the energy shifts. It's a spiritual haven, a magnet for yogis, healers, and seekers from around the globe who come to meditate by the water's edge or bathe in moonlight ceremonies. The town of Panajachel is the main gateway, buzzing with color, craft markets, and lakeside cafes where you can sip Guatemalan coffee as fishermen glide by in wooden canoes. Yet just a short boat ride away, you can find complete solitude in places like Santa Cruz, where there are no roads, only trails hugging the cliffs and hidden eco-lodges nestled in nature. Time feels different at Lake Atitlán. Here, morning mist rolls in like a dream, and sunsets melt into a palette of purples and golds. Locals believe the lake is sacred, and when you stand on its shores, feeling the ancient pulse beneath your feet, you might just believe it too. Tikal. Deep within the dense jungles of northern Guatemala, Tikal rises like a stone giant frozen in time. Towering pyramids pierce through the emerald canopy, remnants of a civilization that once ruled the Maya world. As howler monkeys echo from treetops, and tropical birds flash like living jewels through the leaves, Tikal whispers stories from more than 1,000 years ago. This wasn't just a city. It was a powerful kingdom. At its peak, Tikal held sway over vast regions, its kings carved into stone stelae with tales of conquest and divine right. Temple I, also known as the Temple of the Great Jaguar, soars over 45 meters high, a monumental tomb for King Yasachan Kiwil. Across the Grand Plaza, Temple II faces it like a mirror of power, flanked by stone altars and intricately carved monuments. But Tikal is more than monuments. As you walk its ancient causeways, you step into the rhythm of a world that mapped the stars, tracked the movements of Venus, and aligned their temples with celestial precision. Archaeologists are still uncovering secrets here, vast complexes hidden beneath thick jungle, and entire neighborhoods once bustling with artisans, priests, and astronomers. And then, there's the silence, the kind that feels sacred. As the mist rises through the trees at dawn and the first light hits the temple tops, Tikal doesn't just feel like history, it feels alive. A lost city that never truly disappeared, waiting for those who listen closely enough. Volcán de Fuego. It's called the Volcano of Fire, and it earns the name every single day. Volcán de Fuego, one of Central America's most active volcanoes, isn't just a distant geological marvel. It's alive, breathing, and roaring. Towering over 3,700 meters into the sky, it regularly sends plumes of ash into the heavens, glowing, with fiery bursts that light up the night like nature's own fireworks show. From the nearby colonial city of Antigua, you can sometimes hear its distant rumbles, a low growl that reminds everyone of the raw power beneath their feet. But for the brave, the real adventure lies on its neighbor, Acatenango. Hikers from around the world take on the grueling 2-day trek, battling altitude and cold, just to stand on a ridge and witness Volcan de Fuego's fury firsthand. As night falls at base camp, all eyes turn to the dark silhouette across the valley. Then it happens. A sudden thunderous blast, and a burst of lava erupts into the sky. It's not just a sight, it's a shockwave you feel in your bones. The sky flickers red, the ground vibrates, and for a few breathless seconds, time seems to stop. Despite its danger, Volcan de Fuego is sacred to many. Locals believe it's a spirit, powerful, unpredictable, but deeply connected to the land. Its eruptions shape not just the landscape, but the people who live in its shadow. Here, nature doesn't whisper, it roars, and Volcan de Fuego makes sure no one forgets it. Nature and countryside. Beyond the cities and ancient ruins, Guatemala opens up into a land that feels like it belongs to another world, a countryside alive with color, rhythm, and raw, untouched beauty. In the highlands, the oath rolls into green waves of maize fields and coffee plantations, climbing up steep volcanic slopes. Smoke curls lazily from clay chimneys of tiny villages, where roosters call the dawn and women in vibrant hoopla weave textiles with stories hidden in every thread. There's no rush here, just the steady heartbeat of a land rooted in tradition. Step deeper, and the terrain transforms. In Alta Verapaz, limestone cliffs guard turquoise rivers, and dense cloud forests seem to breathe mist with every sunrise. You'll hear the song of tropical birds echoing through the trees, and if you're quiet enough, the rustle of a coyote or the flap of a quetzal's wings overhead. This is where the wild still has its voice. Along the Cajaban River, rapids rage between jungle-covered canyons, carving through rocks and time. And hidden in the folds of the mountains lies Semuc Champey, a staircase of natural pools, so clear and blue it feels like you've stumbled into a dream. Water flows beneath a limestone bridge while sunlight dances on the surface. It's not just beautiful, it's surreal. But beauty here isn't only visual, it's in the way life moves. Farmers work the terraced hillsides by hand, passing skills from father to son. Children laugh along dirt paths, carrying bundles bigger than they are. And through it all, volcanoes rise in the distance like sleeping gods, shaping the weather, the soil, the stories. In Guatemala's countryside, nature and culture are inseparable. The land isn't just scenery, it's sacred. Every mountain has a name, every river a legend, and every forest a guardian spirit the locals still respect. To explore this countryside is to travel not just across distance, but through time. The deeper you go, the more you feel it. That this land has a memory. It holds the wisdom of the Maya, the energy of the earth, and the quiet resilience of a people who've always known how to live in harmony with both. This is Guatemala's soul, not just seen but felt. Animals of Guatemala. In the heart of Guatemala's lush jungles, misty highlands, and winding rivers, the animal kingdom thrives in full color and full volume. High above the forest canopy, The resplendent quetzal, the country's national bird, glides between branches like a living emerald. With its shimmering green feathers and long flowing tail, it's more than just beautiful. To the ancient Maya, the quetzal was sacred, a symbol of freedom and the spirit of the forest. Catching a glimpse of one in the wild feels like witnessing magic in motion. But the quetzal isn't alone. In the dense jungles of Pedn, spider monkeys swing through the treetops with astonishing grace, while howler monkeys roar with a primal echo that vibrates through the canopy like jungle thunder. Below, tapirs, the largest land mammals in Central America, move silently through the underbrush, rarely seen but always present, like forest phantoms. As you drift down the rivers or paddle across Lake Atitlán, crocodiles lurk beneath the surface while herons, kingfishers, and turtles dot the shores. Insects flash like tiny lights, frogs chirp in chorus, and every rustle could be a jaguar. Elusive, powerful, and still roaming the shadows of Guatemala's protected lands. And then there's the coast. Along the black sand beaches of the Pacific and the calm shores of the Caribbean, sea turtles come ashore under moonlight to lay their eggs, continuing a ritual as old as time. Offshore, dolphins play in the waves, while manatees glide quietly through mangrove channels, gentle giants of the sea. Even in Guatemala's highlands, life adapts in fascinating ways. Armadillos and raccoons shuffle through the pine forests, while colorful hummingbirds zip between mountain flowers like living jewels. Every region from cloud forests to volcanic slopes hums with life, much of it unique to this slice of Central America. To walk through Guatemala's wilderness is to step into a living Eden, where evolution, mythology, and mystery all share the same trails. Here, animals aren't just background. They're part of the story. Ancient, wild, and wondrous. Guatemala's coast. Guatemala's coastlines may be lesser known, but they hold treasures that feel like nature's best-kept secrets. To the south, the Pacific coast stretches wide with volcanic black sand beaches surreal, dramatic, and alive with energy. Here, the waves crash with wild rhythm, making it a paradise for surfers and sea turtles alike. At Monterrico, one of the country's most iconic coastal towns, the beach is more than just a scenic spot, it's a sanctuary. Each year, olive ridley turtles emerge under the moonlight to lay their eggs, a fragile ritual watched over by local conservationists and curious travelers. Beyond the shoreline, mangroves twist and turn through narrow canals, creating a world within a world. Pelicans skim the water, iguanas sunbathe on twisted roots, and small boats glide silently under canopies alive with birdsong and buzzing life. The air smells of salt and earth, and everything seems to move at a different pace, slow, rhythmic, timeless. On the opposite side of the country lies a different kind of coastline, the Caribbean. Warm, calm, and culturally rich, this is where Guatemala truly surprises. In the town of Livingston, the land meets the sea with a flavor all its own. Home to the Afro-Caribbean Garifuna people, this coastal corner pulses with drumming, dance, and a language that sings with history. You won't find roads leading here, only boats, breezes, and a rhythm that pulls you in. Just offshore, the Caribbean waters sparkle with a gentler touch. Dolphins leap through the waves, coral reefs hide beneath the surface, and palm-lined beaches stretch into quiet coves. It's not about luxury resorts or crowds here. It's about authenticity. A hammock, a breeze, and the sound of waves kissing the shore. From the volcanic black sands of the Pacific to the warm, cultural coastline of the Caribbean, Guatemala's coasts are wild, soulful, and deeply alive. They don't try to impress. They simply exist in their raw, beautiful truth. In Guatemala, every sunrise over a volcano, every thread in a hand-woven textile, every ripple in a jungle river tells a story. Ancient, vivid, and alive. It's a land where the past breathes through the present, and nature and culture move together in perfect rhythm. From sacred ruins to living traditions, from thunderous wildlife to peaceful mountain lakes, the wonders of Guatemala don't just dazzle the eyes, they speak to the soul. So whether you come for the beauty, the history, or the mystery, one thing is certain: Guatemala will stay with you long after you've left.
In the next video.